This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. On this day, October the 16th, in the year 2003, 20 years ago, the Boston Red Sox had a chance to win a trip to the World Series against the Florida Marlins. But they blew it. Of course, if you're watching this, you see the picture, the famous picture of Tim Wakefield giving up something to a Yankee batter. So, anyway, the 2003 ALCS was huge. Boston had just came back from a 2-0 series deficit against Oakland to win the ALDS. The Yankees had a good time as well, taking care of, I believe, Minnesota. In the meantime, it would be a big rivalry. There was always a rivalry between Boston and New York. And they were from the same division. Boston being the wildcard team, the Yankees winning the East by 6 games. So anyway, Game 1 saw Boston go to the Yankee Stadium in 5-2 before losing 6-2. Unfortunately, Game 3 would be a mess. It was Clemens versus Pedro, but unfortunately, that game would be marred by what Pedro did to... No, Pedro didn't start, sorry. Pedro was in a warm-up here, but Pedro threw Don Zimmer, the Yankees coach, to the ground, even though Zimmer was charging at him. Pedro's actions were pretty bad. There was a gigantic brawl in place for the Yankees Red Sox. Boston ended up winning Game 4, but lost Game 5, meaning that they needed to win Game 6 to force a Game 7, which they did, 9-6. So because of that, we had a Game 7 on our hands. And Boston sent up this lineup to start. Johnny David in center field, Todd Walker second base, Nomar short, Manran left field, David Ortiz DHing, Kevin Millar at first, Trot Nixon right field, Bill Miller third, and Jason Fairchild catching with Pedro pitching. Yankees had Roger Clemens pitching. And then would have Alfonso Soriano at second, Nick Johnson first base, Derek Jeter short, Freddie Williams center, Hideki Matsui in left, Jorge Posada catching, Jason Giambi DHing, Enrique Wilson playing third base. They didn't have A-Rod yet. And Kareem Garcia in right field. So we're off and running. The Red Sox started off quickly. Trot Nixon hit a 2-run home run, scoring him and Kevin Millar. And then Johnny Damon pitched on a terrible throw by Enrique. And the Red Sox were up 3-0 right off the bat in the second inning. And then after Kevin Millar home run, it was 4-0 Boston in the 4th inning. Clemens was replaced by Mike Mussina. So Clemens was already gone by the 4th. Pedro was cruising around in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Jason Giambi. Giambi whacked it deep to right center and made it 4-1. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Giambi would hit a home run to make it 4-2. So it looked like the Red Sox were getting things going. And then anyway, the Yankees were using their bullpen. There was no tomorrow. Felix Heredia, then John Nelson, and then David Wells, the former Red Sox. Oh wait, he didn't play for the Red Sox yet. He didn't play for the Red Sox yet. But anyway, David Wells came in to pitch to David Ortiz, who whacked a home run to right, 5-2 Red Sox. So it looks like the Red Sox were going to move on. Bottom of the 8th, Nick Johnson pops out, and then Derek Jeter hits a double. So that should be the call to the bullpen for Boston to use Mike Timlin or Alan Embry. Pedro pitched well, but you got a runner on second. And Bernie Williams, not easy up. But Bernie hit an RBI single to make it 5-3. And you'll be thinking, well, that's it. Grady Little's going to take Pedro out. But he didn't. Matsui hit a ground roll double. And then Jorge Posada hit a 2 RBI double. And the game was tied 5-5. So that was huge. Alan Embry came in, faced Jason Giambi, and then Mike Timlin was finally put in the game after Embry took out Giambi. Ruben Sierra pinch hit for Ricky Wilson and walk. Aaron Boone would pinch run for Sierra, knowing that he would play third base. Crema Garcia walked, and Soriano grounded out. So the game's tied at 5. Mario Rivera was told to pitch the 9th, despite it not being a safe situation. The Red Sox didn't really threaten. Jason Varitek was pinch ran for by Davey and Jackson, but then nothing happened, so Doug Mirabelli had to come in to catch. Yankees didn't win down 1-2-3 in the 9th. Top of the 10th, Nomar whiffed, main ran grounded out. Big Papi had a double. But because of his speed, they needed to make a change. So Gabe Kapler came in to replace Ortiz. But Kevin Millar popped out to Jeter. Tim Wakefield then came in for the bottom of the 10th. 1-2-3 inning on Matsui, Posada, and Giambi. Looked good. Top of the 11th, Nixon, Miller, and Mirabelli all went down to Rivera. And then Aaron Boone was leading off the bottom 11, first at bat of the inning. And wham! First pitch off of a knuckler, no less. He lifts it to left field into the second deck, and the Yankees were going back to the World Series. Everyone was like so happy. And the Yankees were going to the World Series. They were bouncing up and down. The Red Sox and their fans, not so much, obviously. Why would you? So that's what happened. And poor Tim Wakefield, who is recently deceased. That was just not a good highlight. Never mind the fact that Tim Wakefield has one of the best Red Sox pitching careers of all time, and being in the top 5 in many Red Sox pitching categories in history, because he spent like 17 years with the Red Sox. Unfortunately, he'll be remembered for that knuckler that Aaron Boone knocked to left field and got the Red Sox out of the playoffs and put the Yankees in the World Series. A lot of people were right on Grady Little's case. He should have yanked Pedro. But Pedro, being the guy he was, I think he didn't want to come out of the game. He figured he could get a key out, but he didn't. Well, they both deserve some blame. Red Sox fans didn't like Grady Little a bit, so Grady was fired, and Terry Francona was hired to be manager. And the good news for the Red Sox is that they actually won the World Series the next year. Of course, they had to go through that 3-0 series deficit against those pesky Yankees to do so. And that was huge. And then, the Yankees, their story. They went to the World Series against the Marlins, and it looked like the Yankees were going to take down the Marlins. I knew that was going to happen. Didn't happen. The Marlins somehow, thanks to the momentum from that series against the Cubs, coming back from 3-1 down, won Game 6 at Yankee Stadium. And for the second and last time, the Marlins won the World Series. So that was just huge, how the Yankees thought they could take down the Marlins, and they botched it. Yeah, that was just not sitting right with me at all, but yeah. So it would be huge what would happen with the Red Sox, how that actually helped them out. So we'll see what ends up happening. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do